NBC's Ryan Nobles has arrived on the scene. He's there for us live now. Ryan, what more can you tell us?
Willie, good morning. We are expecting a briefing from first responders and officials here at the base of the Francis Scott Key Bridge at 7 a.m. Eastern time. That's where we're expecting to get an update at the scale of this devastation. And right now it's difficult to really just take in just how big this tragedy is, because we are still under the cover of night. As the sun rises, we'll get a much better sense of just how much damage there is and how much work there will be when this recovery begins in earnest. But right now, the number one concern for first responders and the people on the scene is helping those people that may have been on this bridge when it went down. As you rightly point out, it happened at 1:30 this morning. We do know that there was a crew of construction workers that were on the bridge at the time. And in fact, my colleague Julia Jester caught up with a group of family members who had stationed near a convenience store near the bridge looking for answers. They were searching and trying to figure out what had happened to their loved ones. They had not gotten any communication as to what had happened to them. They basically went to that store just so that they could get as close to the bridge as possible, but had yet to learn anything about the status of their loved ones. As you have also pointed out, the governor, Wes Moore, declaring a state of emergency as it relates to this tragedy. And I think it's also important to point out just what kind of chaos this could potentially cause this region. This is a main artery that's around the city of Baltimore, a 1.5-mile span that thousands and thousands of cars drive over every single day. As I was driving up from the Washington, D.C. area, you could already see signs posted along the highways warning drivers to stay away from this area, to find alternate routes to get around Baltimore as a result of this bridge no longer being passable. And it's also going to be a lengthy recovery, a long time to rebuild this bridge, because as you've shown over and over again, almost the entire bridge appears to collapse after this cargo ship hammers into the base of the ship, or of the bridge, I should say. And so it's going to require a massive rebuilding effort in order to get this bridge back up and running. But again, the number one concern right now is the potential loss of life, the effort to recover the people that may have been on the bridge at the time. And just to give you an idea of what it's like here right now, it is very cold. We are in the high 30s right now, between 35 and 39 degrees. The water temperature is going to be somewhere in the 40-degree range, maybe 45 to 48 degrees. It would be very difficult for someone to survive in conditions like that for a lengthy period of time. So that's why you saw first responders rush to the scene as quickly as possible. One of the other things we're noticing right now, in addition to the police cars and first responder vehicles that are coming in and out of this area, is that there are a number of helicopters that are circling over the bridge and that area right now, looking down onto the scene, trying to see whatever they can. But I have to say, it is basically pitch black right now. It is hard to see anything because it is so dark. They have certainly just had to be waiting for the sun to rise in order to be able to see exactly just what they're dealing with right now. But there is, by any measure, this is a serious tragedy and something that's going to take quite a bit of time to recover from.
Yeah, an incredibly difficult rescue operation under the cover of darkness. And as you say, every minute counts with the temperatures in that water. Very early hours here, Ryan. I know it's just been over 4.5 hours since this incident took place. Is there any sense from people you've talked to since you got there about what might have happened? I mean, this is routine. As you say, these ships come in and out of there, even ships of that size, constantly, all day, every day, often, escorted out by tugboats. They pass under that bridge, that have for many, many years. Do we have any idea of what may have happened here?
No, there aren't many answers as it relates to that right now, Willie, because the complete focus has been on the search and rescue effort. But this is one of the busiest ports in the world. So you would think that this is something that these ships of this size come in and out of this port on a regular basis. Something had to have gone catastrophically wrong for something like this to happen. There's no doubt about that.
All right. NBC's Ryan Noble will be checking back in with you. We appreciate your coverage. And of course, as anything develops with this breaking story, we will come right back live to reporting from Baltimore along with.
Hey everyone, MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.